Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Muhammad and I'm a fourth year medical student studying in London, and if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. And I'm really glad that you're here today with me in today's video, because in today's video we are gonna talk about procrastination. So it can be so frustrating when you have a long list of things that you want to achieve during the day, but you end up only achieving a few of the goals or the tasks that you have set for yourself, or maybe even none. And I know how frustrating this can be, and it can sometimes feel like that there's not enough hours during the day, and because of how little we accomplish during the day, we can start feeling guilty of ourselves. We can end up telling ourselves really negative things that inhibit us from maximizing and fulfilling our full potential, such as I'm just so lazy, or maybe I'm just not good enough, or I just don't have what it takes. We all occasionally tell ourselves these things subconsciously without us even thinking. And when we tell ourselves these things really hit us emotionally. And as a result, we can end up actually believing these things, which will inhibit us from being the best versions of ourselves. So, if you can relate to this, I just want to tell you that going through procrastination is something that is absolutely normal. We all go through procrastination during the day, even me. And this is the reason why I made today's video for you. And in today's video, I want to explain to you the reason, the underlying reason, and the source of why we procrastinate. And the reason why, that when you start to understand why we procrastinate, the source of your procrastination, the thing that is inhibiting you from achieving your full potential, when you understand this, inshallah, when you see and find yourself procrastinating, overcoming procrastination is going to be effortless. It's going to be easy, because when you find yourself procrastinating the next time, what you're going to do is you will tackle and target the underlying cause, and as a result, inshallah, you'll be more creative, you'll have more focus, you'll think more clearly and make better decisions, and as a result and overall, you'll be more productive. So, if this sounds interesting, then let's get right into the reason why we procrastinate. So, why do we procrastinate? Let me answer a question first. Have you ever had a really large project that you had to do? I don't know, like an essay or studying for an exam, a final exam. And whenever you went to engage with this activity, and because it's so hard, you started to procrastinate. And whenever you find yourself procrastinating, what activities do you do when you procrastinate? Is it cleaning? Is it watching YouTube videos? Is it reading? Is it watching your favorite TV show? Is it something similar to these things? Look, when we procrastinate, we tend to engage in activities that stimulate the reward system in the brain, the dopamine reward system in the brain. Whenever we engage with these activities, dopamine starts to get released from the brain. And dopamine is the chemical that causes us to feel these pleasurable emotions. It's the chemical that causes us to be entertained. And this is the reason why most of us have a huge problem with procrastination. This is why many of us procrastinate. This is why it's so hard to stop procrastinating. This is why procrastination is fun. So what does this mean? Look, when we procrastinate, and this is so important for you to know, when we procrastinate, it's not something to do with the task itself. It's not something to do with your essay. It's not something to do with studying for your exam. It's not something to do with your business. It's actually something to do with us. It's something to do with you. You might be like, Muhammad, what are you talking about? You're not making any sense here. Look, when you peel away the layers of procrastination, what you will find is that the center and the core of procrastination is actually stress. Look, the reason why we procrastinate is because we are stressed out. When we are stressed out and your brain looks at this long, huge to-do list that you have to do during the day, your brain's like, no, 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 no. We are not gonna have this today. No. Can I just go and sit on the sofa and watch YouTube videos? Can I go clean before working? Can I just go read? The last thing that the brain wants to do is engage with the really difficult task that is in front of you. And this is because we are stressed out. So whenever we are stressed out, your brain wants to engage with these activities that stimulate the reward system in the brain, like cleaning, like, reading, watching YouTube videos, or watching your favorite TV show. All of these things, the brain wants to do these things to alleviate the stress. However, according to studies, these earn the most effective things or strategies to do to reduce the stress, which will allow you to regenerate and refuel and gain your productivity back. Like going on social media. This isn't the best way of regenerating and refueling and reducing stress. It will actually create stress. Watching YouTube videos or watching your favorite TV show, this will not reduce stress. This will not massively give back your productivity and creativity, according to studies. So now we know that the underlying reason of why we procrastinate is stress. So now what we need to do is that we need to talk about stress. And I'll be sharing with you some of the most effective things that I do whenever I find myself procrastinating, whenever I find myself having difficulty doing the task in front of me, like studying medicine. Like sometimes studying medicine can be really difficult. So yeah, let's talk about stress. So as we go through the day, we face challenges, we interact with people. So inevitably, there will be toxic emotions that will build up within us. And these toxic emotions can cause us to be stressed out. And one of the most amazing ways to alleviate stress is just by resting. Just by resting. And it's crazy how so many people know about rest but don't embrace rest. So if you look at the people who have led their fields, if you look at the people who have transformed the world positively, if you have studied their lives, if you have looked at how they've lived, you'll see that they took rest very seriously. Like rest was a huge part of their lives. I want you to remember, I want you to be aware of this, that rest isn't a luxury. It's actually a necessity. And it's a superpower. And in order for you to produce great work, you have to be willing to put in the time to rest. You want to start taking it more seriously. So, if you look at your heart, how does your heart work? Your heart beats, right? It contracts. It pumps blood from the heart to the rest of your body, okay, to supply oxygen and other nutrients in order to meet the demands of the body. So we know that the heart contracts, but did you know that the heart is a muscle? Did you know that the heart muscle is the only muscle in the body that never gets tired? Why is this? Why does the heart never get tired? This is because after each contraction, there's a relaxation. After each contraction, the heart relaxes. And this is the reason why the heart keeps going and it never gets tired. So the same with us. Even me, like, I used to make fun of my friends, like whenever I talk to them on the phone, I'd be like, hey man, what are you up to today? They're like, today I'm resting. I'm not gonna do a lot of work today. And I'd be like, bro, why? We have an exam in 2 weeks. You have to study, you have to put in the work. And now I've learned the lesson the hard way. because like after that time, I was in a position where the last thing I wanted to do was study. I reached a point of burnout. I couldn't give anymore because I didn't give myself the time to rest. This is how important rest is. You want to put work into the world and you want to pull back. You want to put work again in the world and you want to pull back. You want to work in pulses, just like the heart. You want to contract and you want to pull back. This is how important rest is. Remember that rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity and it's a superpower. And remember, all of the people who have led their fields, who have transformed the world positively, who have helped add value to all people's lives, these people have embraced rest. They took rest very seriously. This is how important rest is in order for us to keep going, because they know that if they reach a stage of burnout, they won't be able to help the world. They won't be able to add value to the world. So whenever I feel like I'm procrastinating, whenever I feel like I'm so tired and like I just can't be able to do the task in front of me, what I do is just go and take a 15 to 30 minute nap. That's it. And subhanAllah, it works wonders. Like last year during Ramadan, I used to go to the hospital and work there from the morning and leave there till about 4 and 5 p.m. And Futur, what time is it in the UK? Futur was about like 9:30 at night. And the fast, that number of hours we fast is so like long. And I get home so tired. And what I do is just go and take that nap. And subhanAllah, like when I wake up, I find that my creativity, my focus, my thinking, they have skyrocketed, and I actually start feeling that I want to study. I feel that I have actually the energy to study. Like it's crazy. Whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel that you have burnt out, remember to take that break. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself the service in order for you to keep going. Remember, rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. So the second tactic that I want to share with you is the 5-minute rule. And I got this tactic from Mel Robbins, the author of the 5-second rule, which is amazing. So what Mel Robbins says is that when it comes to working on a task, the hardest thing is starting on that task. It's just like a rocket trying to be lifted off the ground. Most of the fuel is provided to lift the rocket off the ground, to overcome the gravitational forces. So after the rocket lifts off the ground, it starts to use less fuel. So it's just like when it comes to working on your essay or deciding to go over your medicine flashcards. The hardest thing is starting on that essay, that activation energy. The hardest thing is starting to memorize your Anki flashcards. Just the first 5 minutes. After the first 5 minutes, doing the task starts to get really easy. This is because before starting the task, it's like rolling a ball up the hill, okay? And after you have took the ball up the hill, the ball starts rolling down the hill, which is really easy compared to rolling the ball up the hill. So what you want to do is you want to trick your brain. How? You want to tell yourself that you will only work for 5 minutes on that essay. You will only work 5 minutes on your business. You will only read for 5 minutes. And that's it. And after 5 minutes, you can stop. This is what you want to tell your brain. And guess what? Most of us continue. We don't like leaving tasks unfinished. Like imagine reading a page in a book. 5 minutes are up and you have only read half of the page. We just don't like doing this. Like me, whenever I don't finish my Anki flashcards, I really don't like this. I have to finish my flashcards for the day. So this is why the 5-minute rule is so effective. And the amazing thing is that the brain believes it. It's so easy to trick the brain. Just tell your brain that you will only work for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes you can stop. And you know what happens is that after 5 minutes there's a good chance that maybe if you are in an environment where you're not distracted, it's so easy for you to get into this flow state, this magical state where you get so immersed into what you're doing. You're enjoying what you're doing. You're creative. You're so focused, and time is passing by so quickly. There's a chance that you can enter the flow state, which is the amazing state. So this is why the 5-minute rule is so effective. And sometimes, whenever I want to open a medical textbook and start studying, opening a medical textbook can be really overwhelming. There's so much information that I need to know, that I want to know. Not maybe we don't need to know these things, but sometimes I want to learn these things, and looking at all of the information on all of the pages can be so overwhelming, which can be a barrier and obstacle for me to start studying. So I just tell myself I will only study for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes I'm gonna stop. And I've never stopped. I'll be honest with you, I've never stopped. We don't like leaving tasks unfinished. This is why it's so effective. And if you have never tried it, I highly encourage you to try it. If you feel like to try it on something you find really difficult to start. So yeah, that's the 5-minute rule. So yeah, we have talked about how important rest is, and how you're doing yourself a favor when you start to rest. And after we talked about the significance of the 5-minute rule. And yeah, that's it from me, from today's video. I hope you found it informative. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you haven't liked the video, please like the video, because when you do these things, it helps support the channel, and more people will get to see and benefit from this video. So I'd really appreciate it if you have subscribed and you have liked the video. And yeah, that's it from me, and inshallah I'll see you next time. Bye bye.